Alright Flynn, today I'm going to be looking at your coaching or Dix out for Darius. Um, I've already gone over the replay here, so we'll just go over mainly what you need to work on in the early game and for the mid game, and then we'll go over what you need to work on for the late game. One of the first things I see with your gameplay here is you play a little bit passive when you first start. You should always try to push for the level 2 advantage, and when I say push, I don't mean like hard push. I just mean like slow push and kind of build a wave. If she's pushing back, you can push harder as well, but at the same time you do have the range with the Viego Q, so you should use that in your advantage. So like right here you get the poke off, which is nice, but then we don't do anything about it. We focus on the minions here, which is okay, but like right here when this minion is about to die right here, we want to deny this from her. So we give this to her for free, and her Q's coming off cooldown, so we could like look for auto Q auto again here, and I'll trade her. Of course you'll trade back, but you'll be fine. And then you can also focus on these minions. Like right after that, she gets this minion for free as well, and then we focus on this minion, and then she also gets this minion for free. So even this one right here, we give it to her for free, which we shouldn't. And now she has like a level 2 power spike over us when we should be the one that reaches level 2 first, because we have a stronger level 1. We also have more range. She also lets you get that one for free, which is just poor trading in general. But now the biggest part is she hits 2 before us. So right here, as soon as she hit 2, what she should do is engage onto us, but she doesn't either. And so now you guys just both hit 2. Level 2 power spike is one of the biggest things to help you snowball the game, so make sure you're always looking out for the level 2 power spike. Make sure you start pushing out these lanes so that you can get these leads. See how she aggresses onto us? But because we're much stronger than her, we out-trade her anyways. So we should be playing this lane a lot more aggressive. We should be looking to deny her as much CS as we can possibly, but we're playing passive after we just out-trade her. It's like, I would get it if it's a Shaco jungle, Pantheon jungle, Sinjao jungle. You want to pull the wave to you, but it's a Kayn jungle and a Master Yi jungle, so you're pretty safe because these guys have to farm up. Also, notice how she's a level 3 lead over us now. Even though we have the HP advantage, she should be abusing us on these level leads, but she isn't. And then notice how we get out traded here, just because she has the level lead on us. And then you look to trade on her when she has like 2 waves. If I was Qiyanna, I would have definitely engaged on you there and just fought that. I see there are 2 big things wrong with this play right now. Let's go back and review this. So you look for a trade. You look for a trade when you look for a trade on Qiyanna when she has 2 minion waves left. If I was this Qiyanna, I would have fought you straight up and killed you within this wave. But she doesn't do that, which is fine. But now she knows that your W is on cooldown, and now your Q is on cooldown, and both your W and Q are on cooldown. She knows that. Now, as soon as you go up to CS this minion, as soon as you CS this, you see how she comes in on you and engages you like this? So that's good lane. That's good micro. That's good micro from the Qiyanna. So she understands because your Q and W are on cooldown, then she can out-trade you. Also, because you go for a minion, she can also out-trade you as well. And then you flash out, and you shouldn't have come back in because, yeah, she just has too much HP for you. So let's rewind that to the early. Let's rewind that and let's review like a couple of the trades. So one thing here, Qiyanna hits 2 before you. She can look to out-trade you here as well. And you out-trade Qiyanna here, but you don't abuse your HP advantage and you don't push the wave. And so Qiyanna just gets the level spikes over you. She hits 3 before you. She also trades you here as well. And then the biggest part is here is when she knows your E is on cooldown, your W is on cooldown, and your Q are all on cooldown. And then as soon as you went for the minion, she came in. And notice like you were at like 80% HP and she's at 108% HP when she goes in. So even though Viego's stronger than Qiyanna, because she had the better trading stance versus you, she wins. So notice again how we die here, right? We're just mindlessly spamming our abilities on the wave here. And notice what she does here again. As we're looking to CS this minion, as soon as we look to CS this minion, Qiyanna sees that, comes in on us, trades us, and ults us towards the wall. This is what good trading looks like. When they go for a CS, that's when you want to go in on them. Just look at yourself here. And when you go in for a CS, Qiyanna comes in on you and then just kills you. You always want to, at level 6, consider what your enemy's ultimate is and their abilities. You do this for the laning phase. You see how they win their matchup and how you win your matchup. And basically for Qiyanna, you want to avoid staying next to walls. Similar things, you don't want to fight a Vayne in the jungle. Same thing for a Zed. You don't want to be standing in Zed's W range because then he can just WEQ you. This one tip in the laning phase is going to help you out so much, and I want you to utilize this and get used to this. Every time someone goes for a minion, I want you to harass them and throw out your combo, just like the Qiyanna did to you. This is what you do when you're looking to hit Yasuo tornadoes. This is what you do when you're looking to hit Viego combos. This is what you do when you're looking for Zed WEQ combos. Same thing for Garen. This is what you do when you're looking to silence people, and same thing, you do this, and that's how you're gonna hit a lot more Mordekaiser Qs. Every time they go for a minion, just look to harass them. This tip is gonna get you so fed in lane that your mid game is gonna be a breeze. This is really what I recommend you the most, is looking at cooldowns, and also whenever they go for harass, whenever they go for CS, just look for harass on them. Notice how, like, right here, as soon as she comes in, we got 2 huge waves on us. If she wants to fight us in this wave, if she wants this CS, we definitely want to fight her here. Right, she wants this Canyon minion. If you would have just held your W a little bit longer and waited for her to come for the Canyon minion, we could have gotten a free kill right there as well. So just notice how, like, every time they go for a minion, you know exactly where they are, so you know exactly how to throw your skill shot. Just rinse and repeat this one step over and over again, and you should be fine. I understand that wave management is something you want to work on. I wouldn't recommend working on wave management just yet. Key tips that I do have for wave management is, like, if you have a stronger laner, most of the time what you want to do is pull the wave over this side so you can get ganks and kill them. However, if you have a weaker laner, or if you have a weaker jungler, then it really just depends on the 1v1 matchup, and if you think it's safe for you to 1v1 them, and what the enemy jungle looks like. If the enemy jungle is like a power farmer, or if they're like an early lane jungler. So if you have an early lane jungler, you probably want to pull it so you can get a gank, like what happened with the Leona earlier in this game. Or if they have an early game jungler, then you probably want to pull it just to avoid getting ganked, or either that or shove. You never want to be standing right here. Right here is fine, but when you're laning, you want to stand towards one side. So if you think like the Kane's top side, then instead of standing here, you stand here. And then if you think the Kane's bot side, then instead of standing here, you stand over here on this side of the lane. And then when you get ganked, let's say you're looking to CS and you get ganked this way, but from this way by Kane, you don't walk backwards, you walk up. So instead of like walking down this way, you walk up this way instead, if Kane is coming from this angle. So that's the one thing I do have to say about wave management. Try not to fight them in their wave when they have like 2-3 waves, because I've seen you do that. I also seen this Qiyanna do that as well, but you guys both failed to optimize the wave. The biggest thing though I do recommend is that early laning phase, make sure whenever they go for a CS that you always look to harass them with your abilities. Also, I see that you use a lot of abilities on your minion waves all the time. Try to do that a little bit less, especially if the laner is standing right in front of you. So that's all I have for the early game. Let's move on to the mid game. I have like more tips that I could choose, but to keep the video, to keep this lesson as short as possible, and to help you improve as optimal as possible, I want to focus on only a few things at once. So the mid game generally starts when one of the turrets fall. So right now, top and mid turret has fallen. We see Qiyanna top side, so and we go bot side instead because Leona has a lot of CC. I see both of their ultimates are up, which is nice. Pan our camera down towards bot side. Both of these guys are full HP, so trying to dive these guys right now is a bad idea. Whereas like we see Qiyanna top side, we could have just pushed mid, pull jungle aggro there, and then look to flank bot side at a better position, right? And so we could have pushed this wave here, gotten this golden experience, and now we miss out on all that because we're looking for nothing here. And we saw Qiyanna top side, so with the mid game, once the mid game comes, my number one advice is press tab so you know what items everyone has, and always look on the map to see where you guys can go for objectives, either being dragon or turret. Mid and top are down. Qiyanna was top side. Take this experience wave where the wave was coming in. Take that wave and then look to go down here, right? You trying to roam down here a little bit earlier is like totally fine, but let's go over what happens. So this whole time that we're here, Malphite just dies. There's a huge wave you can catch here. Leona pings to go down here, and so all we get from this is a scuttle crab. So for about like 2, 3, 4 minutes, we don't get anything. And Dragon's not even up yet, so then now your top laner dies for nothing. You have no pressure, and you're losing out on CS here. And then we have no dive potential because these guys aren't pushing either. And these guys are pretty high HP. So this in general, like warding like this, a warding is fine. Getting a warding is fine. Getting this is fine. But we already know where Kayn is. Kayn is over here. Kayn path this way. We saw him go mid. So the biggest thing in mid game is always look at your map and look for what objectives to go for next, and look for what fights are good or not, right? Like if you only pan your camera down here a little bit sooner, you can see that both Varus and Blitz were pretty high HP and not diveable. And our bot lane gets them anyways, right? It's like right here, if we had our camera here, instead of going back here, we could have gone over here and gotten the Blitz as well to snowball harder. And then at this point, Rift Shield is up as well, so we can do that as well. Look for that as well. Let's move forward. So like one thing I do notice about your gameplay when I look at it is you just kind of chase for kills, which is totally fine. So let's see, we kill the Qiyanna here, and then what do? After we kill the Qiyanna here, we go all the way across the map just to chase for another kill, which is like very, very, very bad macro. So what we want to do is as soon as we kill the Qiyanna here, we transition and we take bot side turret, right? Because it's almost down. We kill these guys. We see 1, 2 players over here, 3. So now we have 1, 2, 3 enemies. 1 is dead and 2 are this over here. We have a 1, 2, 3, 4 summoner down here, and you guys could just straight up dive these guys, right? The Varus and Blitz just died a while ago before you guys did Baron, and they just spawned. They're just coming back. So why not just dive them and get this turret and maybe tier 2 turret and pull these guys towards you? Instead of doing that, we run all the way across the map. We get a kill, which is totally fine. Maybe two, which is totally fine, but it's just not as optimal. All we got were kills. We didn't really get any objectives. And so the standard way to do this is after you take your turret, whatever turret is easiest to take, then you take that one next, right? So for example, if top hadn't fallen, but because your Malphite's winning, then you go top and take top turret and then take Rift Herald. Or you go take Rift Herald and then take top. Or if your bot lane's winning, then you go bot lane and take that and then take dragon, right? So for the mid game, you always look at the camera on your map and you always look at where everyone is and always look for a number advantage fight like a 4v2 here under turret. Because like you guys have Leona CC, you guys have Master Yi Q to reset. You guys also have Viego's passive to reset. I'm not sure if it does or not. I don't play a lot of Viego, but I understand the basic fundamentals. But if his passive does reset, then maybe you would want to use that to dive as well. If it doesn't reset, then probably not. I'm not sure about his ultimate either. I'm not 100% sure. Maybe you could clarify this with me under the comments below in the YouTube section. But that's my fault for just not playing Viego. But I understand his kit, I understand what he does, and I understand how he plays in team fights. But like overall, we want to like look for these numbers advantage like we had earlier down here, 4v2, and just snowball the map that way. Because right now we got like 3 kills since laning phase, but it's just not really getting us anywhere. We got a few picks, but we didn't make any use of it, and we're just wasting a lot of time in general here. So see what happens when you guys fight in number advantage. You guys always win number advantage fights. It was a really messy fight in my opinion, but it all worked out. Malphite came in clutch. Jhin ultimate. Yeah, your team pretty much carried this fight. Wow, okay. We just straight up killed the Varus. So like after this, everyone splits up. Why? Why does Malphite go mid? Malphite goes mid to defend. Okay, which is fine, but why are you chasing him? Why is Leona chasing him? There's 1, 2, you guys are all full HP. All of you guys are full HP, and you guys go for the Kayn instead. right? So here, just ping Malphite to defend, and then you guys just take this turret, because everyone's still dead at this point. 5 people on this turret, instantly taking this turret, instantly. Would have gotten that turret, and then one person defend this. Yes, we get the kill on Kayn, but it's still not optimal because we're not getting turrets, we're not getting closer to the base. So always look on the map, always look who's strongest on your team so you can group with them. Look for big ultimates like Leona, Malphite ultimate, and group with those guys so you guys can make big plays like this, like what happened over here earlier. And look for turrets, right? You guys just got Baron, reset, get gold, and push. And then get dragon. Okay, so right here, I understand we're low. So we go to blue buff, and this is totally fine. We don't back here though. We take this, we lifesteal back up, because what do we have for items? We have Blade of the Rune King, right? So we lifesteal back up. And what we do is we take this, and then we take this, so we scale as much as possible. And we also have Baron, so like you don't have, like originally I would take this for XP and gold, and also to heal back up. But also because we have Baron, we could also just opt to take this wave and push out and get this turret as well. So we really want to hone in, like, because like it's the perfect time to split push, because there's 1, 2, 3 guys dead. There's 2 guys mid. You know, there's 2 guys pressuring this as well, right? So we take this, and then we take this and take this, and these guys are pressuring here. These guys are getting chased down. Or if these guys back off, we're looking at the map. We take this, and then we back out. Right, and then that also gives Malphite the opportunity to TP mid and look for ult play, or he can TP top and look for that as well. So you take this, and then as soon as you start pushing this, you also ping Malphite top side as well, and then he goes that, and you guys just get so much pressure because you guys have Baron instead of like just backing here. So I think in this game, your bot lane carried hard, and your Malphite also carried hard. Malphite ultimate hitting 3, 4, 5 champions every team fight, along with Jhin just having so much damage, just kind of made this game into a free win. We did okay, but we didn't exactly snowball, and we didn't exactly carry. Our carry level was medium. We kind of posed a threat to enemy champions, but we weren't like super scary, and we didn't like completely 1v9. So there's definitely a lot of things to work on still, but like this right here is really well done. We got Varus ulti, which is good. We got Kayn ulti, which is also good. And we also kill Kayn Blitzcrank here, which is awesome. We kill Set, which is awesome. And then the FF off of that play. For sure in the laning phase, what you have to work on is looking for the harass when they go CS minions. In the mid game though, you want to look for objectives and focus on objectives over kills. I see that you chase a lot of kills and you guys give away a lot of objectives, and always look for how to pressure the map better. Press tab more, see who's most fed, try to play around the people that have big ultimates like Malphite, Leona. After winning a team fight, look for the closest objective, closest turret, dragon, Rift Herald, and pressure that, right? You guys take one turret down here, but you guys just back off instead of taking this turret because Kayn was here. One person could have gone mid, you guys could have gotten 1, 2 turrets. Also, you guys had Baron here, and then you took this and then backed off when you could have took this and then taken this, and Malphite could have also gone top side. So a lot of things we could have done to snowball harder this game, but that last play that you did just, I guess, tilted them and ended the game, so totally fine. If you would like to learn how to play a melee into a range matchup, make sure you check out my how to play melee versus range matchup, where I play Zed into Cassiopeia.